Good afternoon, everyone. It's Robert from On My Turntable. Hope you're having a great day today. It's a beautiful Monday afternoon, and I was able to get out and do some digging today in a roundabout way. We're under a lockdown here in Ontario, Canada, and the only way to get it is curbside. But there's a gentleman in the city that he goes to a lot of trade shows. He's a dealer for albums and collector has been for years and years and years. And about once a month, he sends out XL files of hundreds of new and used albums, as well as new and used CDs, posters, singles, you name it, thousands of stuff that he sends out. And you go through the list. You send him an email on the catalog number that you want, the name of the album, the cost that he has all broken down in cost. Usually gives me a bit of a deal. Not always though, but sometimes. And you go over to his house. He doesn't even come out of his house. It's either by e-transfer or cash. As he's standing in his front door and he sees the e-transfer or he sees the cash that you left at his door, he unlocks his van door that's sitting by his front door. You open up the van door. There's your albums or your CDs or whatever you order, and away you go. It's a pretty cool way to do it. And so I picked up 6 albums today. So I'm going to show you those. Pretty happy with them. To add to the discography that I have from similar artists or the same artist in that group that I just picked up. So here you go. So I picked up this one today. The great Joe Walsh and So What. Third studio album by the amazing artist Joe Walsh. Turn to Stone's a big hit off of that one. You got Joe Walsh on synthesizer. He plays bass, guitar, of course vocals, Moog and Mellotron. He's a multi-instrumentalist, this guy. I was surprised to see Dan Fogelberg, on this one, who does some guitar work and some vocals. Don Henley from the Eagles, vocals and backing vocals. Randy Meisner from the Eagles, vocals and backing vocals. And J.D. Souther, who is affiliated with the Eagles on guitar, vocals, and backing vocals. And Glenn Fry on vocals and backing vocals. So about a year and a half after the release of this album, Joe Walsh became part of the Eagles. So this was kind of a lead up, I guess, to him becoming the Eagles. This is a great looking album. Bit of ring wear on there, but nothing major. And love it. Happy to spin that one. I only have a couple more from Joe. I've got There Goes the Neighborhood. The 5th solo album by this awesome artist, released in 1981. Don Felder and Timothy B. Schmidt and David Lindley play on the album as well. So of course Don Felder, Timothy B. Schmidt, part of the Eagles as well. It's an awesome album. A Life of Illusion is a big hit off of that one. Also have The Smoker You Get. Sorry, The Smoker You Drink, The Player You Get. Second album released in 1973, Rocky Mountain Ways, the big hit off of that one. Made the album a top 10 album with that release. Triumph did a great version of that one. The great Canadian trio Triumph did a great version of Rocky Mountain Way. And The Best of Joe Walsh, 1978 release. Of course, always big hits on there. Some James Gang hits on there as well, but love that cover. So I'm happy to find this album, So What, to add to my Joe Walsh collection. Really happy to find that one. As well as this one here. This band is becoming one of my favorite bands, and my collection of their albums are growing. This is Wishbone Ash, and this is Just Testing. It's also a promo copy up there. 1980 release, 10th studio album. Great British rock band, Wishbone Ash. You got Andy Powell on electric and acoustic guitars, Laurie Wisefield on the same electric and acoustic guitars, Martin Turner on lead vocals and bass, and Steve Upton on drums. Awesome stuff. Dual guitars, nothing better. Also from Wishbone Ash, I've already shown these a few times, but I have their debut album, 1970s debut album, self-titled Wishbone Ash. And the cool thing about these are the CDs, who look like little 45s. But they sound really, really good. This is a great album. And then I have Pilgrimage. Same type of deal with the 45 looking CD. Even with the grooves in there. Sounds great. One of my favorites, Argus. Third album, released in '72. Pilgrimage, the one I just showed you, was released in '71. Live Dates album, double live album. This was given to me by Aaron Mutha Elamer as part of BCLT, and I'm so appreciative of that one. Live Dates is the first live album by the band, released in 1973. Basically featuring hits off of their first 3 albums. Then you have Wishbone 4. Obviously this is a Canadian copy. There's the band there. MCA label. It's a combination of rock and hard rock, progressive rock and folk rock. Such a great album, released in 1973. Locked In. Locked In is the 6th album by the band, released in 1976. Another great one. This is on the Atlantic label. Front Page News. I just picked this one up from Gord, the gentleman I just bought these albums off of. Picked this one up about a month ago. This is a great album. Front Page News, the 8th album by the band, released in '77. Then you got Twin Barrels Burnin', 12th album, released in '82. And this is on the Fantasy label. And then a 4 live album set, most of those in Germany. Hamburg, and such a good live box set called Roadworks. So there's Wishbone Ash. Happy to find this great album, and just testing. And it's cool, it's a promo copy as well. So from there, picked up Guitar Slinger today from the great Johnny Winter. Such a great player. Such a cool cat. This is on the Alligator label. Look at that green, beautiful label. Guitar Slinger is 1984. It was his first studio album in 4 years when he released that. Second album to feature no original Winter songs either, all covers. But it was nominated for the best traditional blues album back in '84 as well. A couple albums I already had from Mr. Winter, John Dawson Winter III. 7th album, released in 1974, another classic. This is on the Columbia label. Nothing But the Blues. Nothing But the Blues, 1977 release. This one's dedicated to Muddy Waters. Again on the Columbia label. So happy to find Mr. Johnny Winter, and loving that cover. I think that cover's awesome. Just a classy dude that he is. Stone Blue by Foghat. Great band, Foghat. This is on the Bearsville label. It's a great album. Great band as well. Seventh album by the band, released in 1978. They do an amazing cover of Robert Johnson's Sweet Home Chicago on this one. Of course, it's rock and blues rock and hard rock. It's a great, great album. Such a good band as well. I already had their debut album, again on the Bearsville label. Debut album released in 1972. They do a couple of covers on this one as well, one by Willie Dixon and Chuck Berry. Again, these guys are so good. Blues, rock, slide guitar, just amazing stuff. And Energized, another great Foghat band on the same label again. Energized, the third album by the band, released in 1974. Awesome, awesome album. And finally, picked up Pat Travers. This is Black Pearl. Got the hype sticker on it as well. It's I La La Love You and I'd Rather See You Dead on the Polydor label. Great Canadian guitarist. Hard rock, blues rock, heavy metal. Of course, famous for the big song Boom Boom. This is 1982 release, Black Pearl. And it's one of his best albums, one of his most commercially successful albums. And awesome cover as well. And the only other Pat Travers album I had was Radioactive. This is again on the Polydor label. Radioactive was more keyboards than guitar. Still some great work on it as well, but quite a different album than Black Pearl. And they're only a year apart. So there you have it, guys. There's some great albums I picked up to add to my collection, and love showing you guys that. I'm happy to actually get out and satisfy my need for vinyl, and it felt good to do so. So anyway, love you guys. Take care. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye now.